Well, Marek, thank you for talking with us. And well, you've qualified for the major playoffs, and after making two changes, did you see this coming?
I think Astana showed that we're capable of competing against the strongest opposition. We played against Spirit. We played against Aurora. Both we played against Mongols. All three games we took maps and we made it close. So we kind of understood that if we work hard and if we're gonna focus on us as a team and kind of get everything going, then of course we have chances at this major. I um, feel like hard work paid off, but playoffs is not the end. We're gonna be facing pain, and they're gonna be hot, and you cannot underestimate them.
What has worked so well for you guys here in Austin?
I think everybody knows, everybody believes in the same things, and everybody understands on how we're playing, what do we believe in, what to do, who is doing what, and everybody's just on the same page. Of course, with the individual level as well, everybody's top-notch form. Everybody's shooting hard. We had great moments from all the players, and when you have all those things together, yeah, it happens like that.
But there must be something about YEKINDAR because from out of six majors, this is your fourth playoffs with three different teams. What about that?
Yeah, I mean, playoff magic, huh? No, honestly, I just think this is something that comes from VP. Uh, we always in VP we always believe that major is a different tournament. This is a different tournament in terms of like pressure and aura and and everything. I think one of the reasons outsiders won the Rio Major was with their different thinking of that it's not a usual event. It's a different event, and they knew how to play around it. And I think Dustin and James were the ones who were kind of having this idea and kind of navigated me towards this idea of a different perspective about the tournament. And yeah, maybe that's something that's still in my head, and maybe somehow I'm giving this confidence to other players in my teams or whatever. But at the same time, um, this is the major where I feel the most confident in. So
That's nice. But I think in a way that you might hype your teammates, right, with this idea, despite all the Brazilians have already experienced getting into playoffs.
yeah, I think I can not necessarily hype them up with this idea. I think I'm more. Um, I more can set them into the rhythm. Maybe not necessarily hype them up as if like emotionally they're getting hyped up or whatever, but maybe set them into the rhythm of the major. But at the same time, they're all experienced players. Fallen has won two majors already. Yeah, he hasn't been in playoffs for a long time, but it was only a matter of time to wake up his instincts or wake up instincts of Kesrad or Yuri. I think everything just clicked. We everybody believed in the same things. The roles are amazing. The person who decided to bring me in should get a raise or whatever. But everybody's been great. I appreciate Fallen for the trust he's giving to everybody in the team, and the way he's playing IGL rifle is something amazing. Because in the last a year and a half, we've seen many examples of hoppers going. IGL rifling, and it didn't turn out so well, you know. And of course, thankful for Furia, thankful for Fallen, thankful for everybody for the opportunity.
Yeah. How I don't know if you have any. I guess you had some talks with Fallen during these 2 days. It was like almost 6 years for him without reaching the playoffs after winning a few. So how are you seeing him?
Honestly, I did not know he didn't reach playoff for 6 years. The thing is, I've not necessarily fully followed the Brazilian scene or like this SA scene, and for me it was surprising that for 6 years Fallen has not reached the major playoffs. You know, because um, I always felt that even in Furia, they like Major is an event that consistently has underdogs in playoffs. If we think about Paris, there was Apex, there was Gamer Legion. If we think about Krakow, there was Gambit, there was Immortals. If we think about any other major in Rio Major, there was I think Furia was Rio Major, no, in quarterfinals. Semifinals, Fury, outsiders in the finals. Every major has an underdog. So for me, it was a little bit surprising that in 6 years, Fallen didn't qualify for playoffs with an underdog team, right? But they were close. I think they were close with maybe Imperial back then, but I think it's cool though. It's a cool storyline. I think it's only gonna motivate Fallen for the future and. Or maybe he's gonna finish a career after this. I don't know. We will see.
But well, you told me you are not a follower of the Brazilian scene. What made you accept this challenge? What was the most interesting part of joining Furia when they offered you?
I think it was the option. The Furia came in. They didn't necessarily offer me to go long term instantly. They came in with the idea of a loan for 3 tournaments. For me, that was the best case scenario because it's good for both parties. They see what they get, and at the same time, for me, it was an opportunity to play the major and not skip a major. And not only the major, I am Dallas, PGL Astana, of course, but major mainly. And I think it turned out great for both parties. So
Well, but at this moment, you are considering staying for the rest of the year at least, or you're still waiting to see what happens in these playoffs?
the thing is, I'm not able to say. I'm not able to say because no, not necessarily because I'm hiding something, but because right now I'm focusing on the event, and Fury as well as focusing on the event. We haven't had talks about it at all, and we're gonna finish the event. We're gonna have a talk, and then we're gonna maybe find a solution, maybe not. You know.
Okay. Well, I see. I told you a few years ago in Rio, you were just being transferred to Liquid, and we were having a similar chat. So it seems like, well, playoffs always play a major part for your history as a player, right?
Yeah, I
How
mean,
much would winning a major finally would mean to you?
yeah. The thing is, honestly, I would cry. Maybe I don't know. It's more about the feeling that after the last year was not easy, and if winning if we would be winning this major, of course I would cry. I would think about like I had a year of suffering to come to this, and but we have to treat game by game. It's pain first, then maybe Mongols or face. Like you know, we're thinking step by step. We're not thinking about we're gonna win the major over there.
I don't want to make you cry, so let's change a bit that's that point of view. But because you're facing pain, a team that already beaten you. I mean, of course, it was a VO1, but what's up against tomorrow?
I think Pain is an amazing team. I think they made great pickups. I think Biguzera is a wonderful IGL that can set a system for younger players, and I think they're a hot team, and you cannot underestimate. I've already maybe underestimated a little bit of Apex on Paris Major, and we lost. And you cannot underestimate, but at the same time, we're gonna be coming head on, and it's gonna be fun, you know. Let's see who's more ready. Yes, they beat us on group stage 13-11. We lost an anti-eco, we lost a 5v2, we lost 2 5v3s, we lost 3 5v4s that game. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Let's play.
Seems like you've been reviewing some things about that match, right? But when I talked to Yuri during stage 3, he said about you like, you are the best thing that happened to us. How does it feel for you hearing that? I also hear a colleague saying like, whoa, YEKINDAR is being as aggressive as art. Maybe he's the new art for Furia. What do you think about that?
Yuri's been the best thing for that happened to me. No, I feel like the thing is, maybe I came in with different ideas or whatever, but it's the foundation of individual skill level was there in Furia before. Rada is a super stable player that you can rely on. Yuri has changed so many roles, and yet he's every day he's learning and he's playing great. There we had already standing out performances from him on this event. Molodoy is great, young but great, super talented. Like people can look a couple seconds of his gameplay and they're gonna say, okay, this guy's talented, And I'm really surprised by Fallen on how he's doing the IGL rifling part, and maybe I came in with different ideas, or a different stylistic, but I truly believe the foundation was already there, and maybe because they played with art, they know kind of how to play around me. Maybe, but I wouldn't name myself the as a second art or whatever.
And what about Molode? Both of you being Europeans, that creates a special feedback or something?
Kazakhstan, not Europe, Asian, but yeah, the thing is we speak the same language, and for him it's sometimes hard in English, and I'm translating, so it's kind of creating a bond between us. So it's easy for us to kind of live with each other. But at the same time, because we have a different culture, and he has a different than mine, but I'm closer than, for example, the Brazilians, right? And sometimes it can get heated. Sometimes we're arguing with him because he's young, he's talented, and he wants to prove himself, and he's trying to explain something he wants to explain, and then somebody's arguing with him, or I'm arguing with him, and we're trying to find this middle ground. And this is the best part about Moldo, is that he's not afraid. Maybe because he doesn't speak English, but he's not afraid to just say how it is, blat, bot, or whatever. Like not like that, but he's not afraid to deal with the problems, and that's one of his best traits.
But he, at the moment, only played once against a crowd or in an arena. How do you think he'll handle the pressure of that major stage?
I mean, his HLTV profile showed up a year ago, so that he has already played two arenas, or like he's gonna play the second arena, is something amazing. I think in Astana he showed himself that he's great. I think it's I don't remember the stats on those games, but even if stats were poor, I did not feel this in communication or in pressure or whatever. For me, he was playing great.
And do you remember that first time you had on Stockholm 4 years ago with Virtus Pro, your first quarterfinals, and the difference that you think changed with this experience along the years?
That's an interesting question. Stockholm was a lot less confident because Stockholm we were beating through the stages. We qualified from Challenger stage 2-2 game against Mouse. We qualified from Legend stage 2-2 game against FaZe, all three maps, and it's insane kicker series and whatever. I remember it as that Stockholm was a tournament where we knew we were gonna play with Flit instead of Sanji 2 days before the major, and we qualified for playoffs. We showed character, and we qualified for playoffs, and we made it three maps against Heroic. I remember every single detail about that major. This major, completely different story. New team, to kind of similar, maybe like changing a fleet or whatever. But here it's a completely new team, and at the same time we qualified 3-1, 3-0. It's not a 3-2, 3-2, And here, that's why here I'm feeling a lot more confident and just more whole as a team and as a player.
Well, last question. How much of a frustration would be losing against Spain? And how it changed for you, like the target of the tournament after watching that maybe the four best teams are in the other side of the brackets?
Honestly, if we lose to Pain, then it depends how we lose. If Pain played a great series and they just fucking outplayed us, props to them. I would not be would not be frustrated to lose like that. But if we just shit the bed and we lose it because of it, of course it would be frustrating. Uh, but I think it's gonna be a great match. I think Pain are happy to be here, and we are happy to be here, and those are the matches that are usually the best. And of course, it's unlucky with the well, how could you say like unlucky with the seeding or whatever? The seeding happened because favorites lost,
Because you won the 3-0.
and because we won the 3-0, you know. So in a perfect world where all the favorites are gonna win and where the seeding is perfect, nobody would watch the game because already all the time favorites would be winning. So it's just part of the major, I guess, part of the tournament, and yeah, this time the seeding is like this, but this gives us hope on not only us as Furia, but also I think FaZe semifinals, finals would be great. I don't know, I'm a simple fan, you know. He's cool, he's super cool, so we'll see how it goes.